What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
What's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin', everybody? Welcome in. Sleezbomb here, the host of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show. Today, we are going to be going hurry up and draft episode here. I got two amazing guests that literally brought me into fantasy football 2 years ago into the group chat, and it's just been a wild ride ever since. We got Jeremy from FTN Network at PPRFantasyTips, just Twitter only. My guy doesn't expand out anywhere for some reason. He tried Instagram for a minute here. But yeah, I'll let you guys take it over. Jeremy, let the people know what you're doing, what you got going in the fantasy world, website, everything, FTN, let them know.
Yeah, most of my content, I started a Substack, so that's a lot of fun. They're going to start filing through there this season for some of that content that's beyond the chalk. And then obviously FTN, a lot of the rookie stuff will be over at FTN, rankings, etc. Going to have Start Sit Show weekly, a lot of stuff in season that will be flying through. Easiest way is Twitter at PopesFFH. And like I said, the Substack, if you want to toss a subscription, that's always fun too. It's free right now. So free is always fun, right?
let them know, PPR. What do we got going on this year?
Man, and like Sleezebomb said, just find me up on Twitter. I do have an Instagram. I don't post there super regularly, but might start getting back to that. But really just find me on Twitter, X, whatever you prefer to call it. I tweet every single day. I try to put out good, interesting information, some opinions. Happy to go back and forth with you. Whatever looks fun for the day. But yeah, find me there. Let's have some fun.
There we go. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be battling it out for our return on investment per round at pick. Obviously, we're going to take out Jamar Chase. I think he's the locked-in number one across the board. He is for me. I don't know about you guys. Is he your number one this year?
Nah, I go back and forth a little bit. I could go Bijan. Yeah, I could go Bijan at 101, but I have zero issue going. I could go Jamar Chase. I could go CeeDee Lamb. I could go Bijan. All three of them I would be perfectly happy with. So typically I'm going Bijan though.
Ooh, okay. Got you. So, and this is also going to be a different type stream here. This is for you guys as well that are watching. So if you want to drop any of your questions in here, fantasy football, got two great, amazing minds here with me that will answer all as we go through them here. And we're going to start off with round one here. So at return on investment for a 12-man PPR league. I'll let Jeremy take it away here. Who is going to be your biggest return on investment pick in round one?
I'm going to probably say Amon-Ra St. Brown. I feel like he's sliding a little bit. Obviously, some love to Jameson Williams after a breakout year last season, as well as some turmoil. Obviously, that switch from Ben Johnson is a little bit concerning as far as the offense goes, but I still think he's going to be the cog that keeps it moving. I think you still see Gibbs not really see much of an expanded role. We've got a Laporta injury. I feel like they're comfortable with what the offense brought. I think that they liked what the offense did. It was one of the best offenses in the league last year. And you see him sliding a little bit into that later half of the first half of drafts here in favor of guys like Jefferson and even Lamb. And to me, Lamb is a guy that should be sliding more than he has on the basis of yes, they're going to pass a lot. Yes, you could argue that running back room is terrible, but Pickens is the most threat that he's had since Amari Cooper. There's a good chance Lamb is still very productive, very much a top 5 player for me, still at the position, but more towards 5 than 1, just because I do think that Pickens will see a healthy target share in this offense. So still, again, not drafting Lamb, but I do think Amon-Ra St. Brown deserves to be ahead of him personally. So I think where he's going, I think that's a really good spot. He's my 5th ranked player right now in draft rankings is Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think that it's still just a little bit of a disrespect to who's probably going to still be that main piece in that Lions offense.
That's interesting. What you like that PPR? I'm lower on Amon-Ra St. Brown this year of value with Ben Johnson being gone, Jameson Williams, the hype growing, and man, the Tesla looks like it's charged up. Dude, the guy's balling out in preseason. I mean, I'm a little lower. Where do you stand on that PPR? You like Amon-Ra or no?
Yeah, no, I like Amon-Ra. I think he's getting a little bit disrespected. I think people are expecting him to kind of fall off a tad, I guess, comparatively to how he's done over the past few years. I'm not as worried about Ben Johnson's departure. I think that team is stacked with all kinds of talent. And I think however they sort it out, I think Amon-Ra is going to be the wide receiver one. I think we're going to see J-Mo step it up, get a little more involved in the offense, maybe a little more volume is what I'm hoping for my Bama boy. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm thinking he's going to keep doing his thing. He's a top 3 running back for me all day, and I think he's going to see a little bit more pass catching, and Montgomery's going to still kind of do his thing and annoy you occasionally if you're a Gibbs owner, stealing some touchdowns. But, it wouldn't really make sense to me not to continue giving Gibbs the ball. He's so good in the red zone. It keeps, Gibbs hopefully healthy, keeps him out of some of these short yardage situations that they don't technically need him in. Not ideal for fantasy. I'd love Gibbs to get all of them, but Amon-Ra I think is going to feast. So I like what Jeremy said about Amon-Ra.
Okay. Who would be your return on investment pick around one that's the best one?
Yeah, and actually it's funny because going off what Jeremy said, I actually think CeeDee Lamb is probably my favorite return on investment pick. And, I totally get everything that Jeremy is saying as far as George Pickens and I do think that the run game is going to be pretty trash. I think that the defense is not as good as it's been in the past. I think kind of the same type of formula that the Bengals had last year, where they're just constantly having to put up points and you're going to have to be throwing the ball all the time. And even with, the Bengals, it's funny. Like, I think Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb are very similar as far as talents. Obviously, they do different things well. But if you look at the wide receiver one season that CeeDee Lamb had, I believe he had like 0.3 more points than Jamar Chase did last year. They both had, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but I want to say 170 targets, something like that. I think people like to forget how good and dangerous that Cowboys offense can be. And I actually think George Pickens, even if the volume goes down a tad, like by 20 targets, maybe 15 targets for CeeDee Lamb, I don't really see George Pickens hurting him. I see it helping him. I see it helping providing another big threat that the defense has to keep an eye on. And maybe you see a little bit more big play action out of CeeDee Lamb, deep touchdowns, few open touchdowns, just things that he hasn't been able to even have an opportunity to see in the past. And you have Jake Ferguson, who's back healthy, who we know Dak likes as well. So I just think nobody worries about the Bengals and all their weapons. And I'm not worried about the Cowboys and all their weapons. I think Lamb's going to get fed. And I think he's wide receiver one upside. So that's
okay, so since you both went with Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, and before we dive into my question here, chat, all questions are welcome. Dynasty, redraft, whatever it is, make it rain. I got one for you guys here. So we just talked about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. You just talked about Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams. Who is going to eat into that wide receiver one more? Are you going to take George Pickens eating into CeeDee Lamb more, or Jameson Williams eating into Amon-Ra more? And they both have Ferguson and Laporta as well.
I'm going to say it's the Dallas offense into CeeDee Lamb. I just think that like 15 targets less is not enough. Like, I don't think last season, CeeDee Lamb had 152. The next closest was Jalen Tolbert at the receiver position, just receivers, not tight ends. So 79. So like, you're talking like, there's no way George Pickens leaves the season with only 79 targets. Next is Kevontae Turpin at 52, and then Brandon Cooks had 54. So I guess if you want to say 54 for Cooks goes to Pickens, and then Tolbert, you say maybe goes down a little bit. So there's 70. You still have to make up for probably at least another 30 or 40. So like maybe it's only 15, 20, but I still do think that George Pickens paired with Ferguson, if you want to go like both routes there, I think that that's a more detriment to CeeDee Lamb. Like, I think his targets will be more efficient, so that could help him and have more touchdowns. But I also think Pickens would be the better touchdown red zone threat, as well as Ferguson, as well as the run game, because that's typically how Dallas likes to go about it. Could change here, obviously, in 2025, but I do think that the combination of Pickens and Ferguson eats into it more. And maybe it's just because I still don't totally believe in Jameson Williams. I think that outside of a Ben Johnson system, I think Jameson Williams, like, he's getting better, but I just don't know if he's like, I would be more worried. Jameson feels more of a system player than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do you know what I'm saying? So like in that system, if they choose to go a route, like Sam Laporta is better than Jake Ferguson. So like Laporta, I'd say gives the edge, but I think Pickens is better than Jameson as far as in how they fit the offense. Paired with Jameson, kind of the deep threat. Like if anything's going to fall off, it's going to be the deep throws in that Lions offense a little bit. So like maybe you could argue it. Maybe it's the other way, but I just feel like Pickens and Ferguson is a little bit more of a tell to Lamb than it would be Williams, and just how they fit in the offense is that's my take. I think
I agree with that. You agree with that, PPR, or no?
Yeah, so I actually agree that Pickens is more of a threat to targets than what JMO would be. I don't think that I would love to see it. Just in the Bama Emmy wants to see JMO get 1 million targets, but I do agree. I don't think he's that type of a guy. I do think he'll see. I think it's reasonable to say he'll see 100+ targets this year, but kind of everything you said, I don't disagree with. But what the difference in my opinion is that the Lions have, David Montgomery, they've got Jahmyr Gibbs. I do think Sam Laporta is more of a threat offensively. I guess if you're, saying who's going to affect who more, I think I'd much rather be dealing with Javonte Williams, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson than I would be, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta. I do think there's a little bit, although I'm personally not all that concerned about it as far as Amon-Ra's fantasy value. I do think, who knows how these guys are going to be used with this, with Ben Johnson, not running the show anymore. At the end of the day, I just think, when you're looking at how I know Jeremy was pointing out some of the stats that the Cowboys had last year as far as targets and all that good stuff. And I do agree, but I also think that, Dak Prescott wasn't the quarterback. I think that offense takes a pretty significant hit without having Dak Prescott in there. And I do think having him back, they're going to be on the field longer. They're going to be making more plays. They're going to have more scoring opportunities. And they have a worse running back room. So in my opinion,
Javonte Williams,
I love to cheer for Javonte Williams. There's nothing I would love more than to just get to smile at Sleez watching Javonte Williams, do anything crazy at all. But yeah, that's so
I have a very similar orange Javonte Williams jersey right over there.
Oh yeah.
I have it from the rookie year, but yes, I get it. And Gibbs and Montgomery are better, but like Dallas is kind of hard-headed and they'll run the ball. They were giving Ezekiel Elliott touches in the red zone. They're going to give it to Javonte Williams with Dak or not in that red zone. They're a little stubborn in their ways at times. So I get it. I do.
Jerry Jones and the Cowboys stubborn.
It's tough.
Come on, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. I get it.
Hey, I like hearing both sides. This is what makes fantasy football fun.
Exactly.
I agree.
We'd all draft the same players.
Yeah.
All right, here before we catch up with the chat, I'll do mine real quick. The best ROI in round 1 is the most riskiest pick of them all. You know it. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey, CMC. The 49ers running back room is already in absolute shambles across the board. Every injury you could get, even Keener goes down. Like, I know Garindo's looking back this week still, but if this guy can stay healthy for 17 games, he has a chance at RB1, and that's the risk I'd be willing to take this year.
Has he moved into round 1 yet?
He's at 107 right now at ADP.
Really? Damn, he's fun guy. I didn't pick him. I would agree with you.
First question of the thing we got. Jelly of the month here. Is Ted McMillan going to see enough targets to be a good wide receiver 3 in PPR? Not sure if Evans, Terry McLaurin, and DA will get back to me late round 3. What do you guys feel about Ted McMillan and the new hamstring injury that popped up, which we all hate to hear?
I'm in on it.
Did you just say a hamstring injury for Ted?
Yeah, I popped it today.
Oh, I somehow did not see that. I'm going to assume good health with my opinion. Obviously, if his hammy is actually an issue, I have no idea what level that hammy issue is at. That would definitely worry me in general. Hamstrings, calves, Achilles, all that fun stuff, they tend to linger sometimes. But with a healthy T-Mac on Carolina Panthers, my boy Bryce Young, I'm expecting him to do better this year. We saw a little peek of what he's made of after the bye week. Feel like there's a lot more juice, a lot more positivity coming out of that Panthers office this year. I mean, we've seen peaks of it in the preseason. I think he's finally got a true wide receiver one. I mean, I want to say he had Adam Thielen as like a wide receiver 12 or wide receiver 13 overall, just peppering him with targets. So, I mean, if you stick T-Mac out there and throw 120, 130 targets at him with his talent, I mean, top 30 wide receiver, I think is very easy. Like that safest comment I could ever make would be healthy T-Mac, top 30 wide receiver. I could see him ending up, ceiling maybe top 15 rookie year. Ideally, I'd probably say if he was a top 20 wide receiver, even just a top 24 wide receiver, I'd be very happy. You could start him every single week and feel good about it.
What do you think, Jamie? I'm in on the Bryce Young hype train, man. I've been buying him in best ball. Ted McMillan, I'm starting to buy more. I think they're going to explode.
Let's go.
So I just discussed George Pickens and how much I like George Pickens. I just discussed a little bit on Jameson Williams, a little bit blah, 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 blah. Let's just put it this way. They're ranked behind Ted McMillan for me. McMillan's easily a top 25 receiver, in my opinion. Like, I just think he's going to be peppered. Health, obviously, like PPR had said, like keeping the health in line with it. He's going to be peppered with targets. The Panthers defense is still bad, and they will still be throwing plenty. Bryce Young has seemed to at least take some steps forward in this offense. We've seen some of those camp hypes of Tet kind of torching some very good corners in Houston. We won't mention names. Don't want to make him cry. We just, it's a guy that is very good. He had his quirks coming out. I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a stumble roller coaster type of ride, but he should have, like you said, 130, 140 targets. He will be peppered. He's going to be the main focus of this offense. Kind of in that Mike Evans type of role for this offense. And we saw a little bit of that, like trustworthy from Bryce Young, just kind of tossing it up to him along the sidelines there in that first preseason game, and McMillan's ability to kind of go get it. So I'm not too worried. I'm scooping that value. I have been all off season just because of where he goes. Like it's a good spot to be in. And one guy that's still very valuable in fantasy drafts right now.
Totally agree.
It's criminal, right? I mean, Bryce Young was like QB7 down the stretch, if I believe, in the last like 5 games with rushing yards too. And now you get the second year Dave Canales system. You get a 6'5" stud in Ted McMillan. I know they have a lot of mouths to feed, but yeah, I'm buying Ted over Mike Evans and Terry McLaurin all day. I don't even trust Terry McLaurin on the ADP this year.
McLaurin's scary. Still not in camp. Washington scares me a little.
The chat is giving you all the Raheem Mostert stuff you can take right now. That's bombing it on you. So no Cat Mac, what's up, brother? He says, how would you guys approach drafting from the 1.02 in a 1 QB dynasty startup, full PPR, 0.25 per carry, 6-point passing TD? I am already going with Bijan Robinson, seeing the 0.25 per carry easily for me. Who are you guys taking at the 1.2 in a 1 QB league? If it's 0.25 per carry,
Bijan for me easily there. I'm already tempted to take him in a, without that. So that's an easy decision for me.
In Dynasty, I'd go receiver.
Oh, you like young receiver first? Still taking Chase?
Yeah, there's the only way to build, like, unless you're really trying to win year one, like, you really want that receiver core to be solid. You want the receivers, you want an elite tight end. Like, running backs are a dime a dozen. Yes, Bijan puts you on a different tier, but like, imagine starting 1-2 with, Chase or Jefferson, and then coming back on the backside, you could still get yourself into that, McConkey, Harrison, depending on who's left. You know what I mean? Really stack that receiver core, plug in the running backs a little later. There's some good value later, even if they're kind of 1 year, 2 year guys, gets you through, and you can fill in the voids in the rookie draft at running back and kind of go from there. That's my approach, at least in a startup. It doesn't always lead to year one success, but 1 or 2 years down the road.
I'm not mad at that at all with the wide receiver for sure. I mean, Malik Neighbors is probably the number 1 asset in Dynasty. So, I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah, and I get the case for Bijan, but, you're really closing your window if you go running back at 1.
I agree. You swayed me.
I'm just
all
seeing
right.
these comments now. I hadn't even seen them. That's hilarious.
Mostert galore. So here's a good one from Carl Ramrod, man. I've been tossing this one back and forth because I love Egbuka, but I just don't know if the situation is going to be better than Golden yet. Who would you guys prefer, Egbuka, Golden, or Tet? I mean, he says more than Tet. Let's just go Egbuka and Golden. We already talked Tet.
I mean, I'm
Is this a
leaning-
redraft question?
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah,
Redraft?
yeah.
You got it, Jeremy.
I'd probably not more than Tet, but like I like probably Egbuka. I mean, I like Golden. I'm just worried about how he fits in the system as far as like mouths to feed. You know, same issue with Tucker Kraft. Like I like these players, but like there's a lot of, it feels like a very big fantasy herd and like Jordan Love's player you want out of that grouping. So for me, it's kind of Egbuka. It seems like Godwin's on track, but like still probably misses the good portion of the beginning of the season. It's a team that throws enough to get to 3 receivers. And as much as I love Jalen McMillan, like Egbuka is better, let's be honest. So I feel like he's going to have a very good role moving forward. And even in redraft, it seems like he'll probably return a little better based on the offense, but I still am not taking either of them over Ted McMillan. Like I'm going to, and nor should the ADP drive you there. Like when you're looking at ADP, like you don't want to draft based on ADP, but you want to use ADP as a weapon in a way of like, yes, I will like Egbuka, we'll say better than Tet, but like if you can get Egbuka 2 rounds later, then you get both of them.
Yeah.
Like that's the play. That's how you use ADP to your advantage, not just over drafting players because you like them better. Like, yeah, draft them around earlier, sure, but like don't go 4 rounds earlier just because you believe in it, you know.
If let's throw a little monkey wrench in here. If Mike Evans was down, who would you take? Right? It's a pretty good one. I think I
mean, I'd still ride it. I still ride Egbuka. I like I said, I like gold. It's still Egbuka for me. Like not over Tet though.
Oh, I'm saying over Tet.
No.
Baker Mayfield system? No? Okay. I like it.
Again, it's another system. Man. It's a system that's going to be a whole new system.
Well, I mean,
without Liam Cohen, you know what I mean? Like it is, but like it's going to be slightly different. Everybody puts their own flair on it. It's not going to be exactly the same. Similar, but like I still think McMillan would be the benefit if Evans goes down. Like it's not necessarily a lot of the rosters build plug and play. Like it doesn't always work as in like Ibuka's not going to immediately slide outside. Ibuka profiles as that slot guy. McMillan will slide outside, or they'll bring somebody else in that they have deeper in the roster that I don't have off the top of my head to play Evans's role. Like that's just, it kind of works that way. So like, I still think Tet is the rookie receiver you want this year.
Got you.
I could be wrong. I thought Marvin Harrison was last year. Side note.
So did I.
Hey, don't get me started.
Who are you taking, Egbuka or Golden, PPR?
If we're talking redraft for this year, I've actually always been out on the I almost said Golden State Warriors, on the Green Bay Packers, wide receivers, pass catchers in general, just because they tend to spread the ball out so much. And I'm all about finding, heavy target volume, big opportunities, and then, let's see what happens. But you got Dobbs dealing with an injury. You got Jaden Reed dealing with an injury. You got Christian Watson that's for sure going to be out for a period of time. I'll just throw in Marshawn Lloyd too, since he's now hurt as well, as always. But as of right now, I actually think I like Golden more than Egbuka. Tet is for sure my number one. I do think if, like you said, if Mike Evans went out, I tend to lean a little bit away from what Jeremy was saying as far as that goes. I get it. I also just think when you have a talent that's that good on your roster, if Godwin's healthy and Egbuka's healthy, they're going to have them both in there, and they're going to figure out a way to get them the ball. They're not going to, put in some, maybe McMillan comes in because he's also very good, but I think Egbuka is, in my mind, the clear kind of third level wide receiver on that offense. And if someone gets hurt, whether it's Godwin missing time, whether it's Mike Evans missing time, I think Egbuka is the one that's going to benefit most. But I'd rather take a shot on Golden right now. I think he's got a bigger opportunity. It is a good offense, and they definitely are desperate for someone to step up as a wide receiver one there.
I agree. I think I would take Golden as well over Egbuka now, but Egbuka's talent, I think, is on a different level, and you're going to see it come to fruition down the future here. We got to jump to this one just because it's a crack up here. So this is for PPR Tyler. Raheem Mostert and Zamir White are both now handcuffs. Who is the more viable cuff this year for PPR this year in redraft?
I mean, you know I'm going. My boy Raheem must start, baby. He's definitely going to be my handcuff if I've got to pick one, just out of pride and just a pride call. You won't ever hear me say anything good about Zamir White at this point. But at the end of the day, I actually, it could go either way. Realistically, I do think Raheem is, in my mind, a better goal line guy. I think he's proven it. But if Gentry went down, I think that running back room would just turn into an absolute crap show. It would not be fun to watch. Maybe they would have some luck since they've added some talent surrounding them on the offense that can maybe help things out. Geno Smith might help spread things out a little bit. Last year, it was just, I just felt like anything they were doing, they just had to throw it to Jacoby Myers and throw it to Brock Bowers and make them go to work, because anything else they did, God forbid the defense had any idea that they were going to run the ball, they were getting stuffed. So,
I hear you. That was just a joke question to bring up there.
Hey, I respect it.
I agree though. So he's not wrong.
I think it's Mostert as well too.
It's probably none. The real
Big
answer is
Energy
none.
and I are meant to be, since now they're handcuffs on the same team. We're handcuffed together forever.
All right, so keep dropping the questions here. We'll try and catch up. I don't even know if we're going to get through this ADP round trip with all the questions, how we go through it here. But moving on to round 2, I'll let you take it off here, Tyler. What best return on investment round 2 pick, starting with Devon A. Chain at ADP 13 from the Fantasy Pros ADP? Oh, I got to bring up the screen, huh?
Who do you want going?
Let me see. I said, what's your best return on investment round 2?
Oh, round 2. Okay. I didn't know if you're going with me or Jeremy. I would probably say best return on investment round 2. I'm probably going. It's a tough call because they've got a lot of really good picks, in my opinion, in that round. I would probably lean either Drake London, or I would lean. You know what? I'm going to just stick with Drake London. I think that's my guy. I think he's got big time upside. I think right now, you're getting him, you are paying up wide receiver 10, but I do think with the volume that he's going to be getting, and if he can do anything close to what he did with Penix at the end of last year, we got a little bit of a peak. I know it's a small, group of games to make big judgments on, but I think he's going to get peppered with targets for sure. And I think he's got top 5, top 6 upside. So, I like finding guys in round 2 that I think can kind of significantly move up among those elite guys. And I think Drake London's the guy that can do it.
He's my dark horse wide receiver 1, man. I love Drake this year. You took my call. Who would you take here, Jimmy? Who's your round 2 return on investment guy?
I'm pulling it up because I can't read your screen. It's PPR, right?
Yeah.
It's too small still. Yeah, no, you're good. I got it. So I'm gonna go Nico Collins. I didn't realize his ADP was where it was. It seems a little. It's not too bad. 14 wide receiver 7. All right. But I do think that he could probably be right in that territory, potentially higher. Also, could be that if you really want to throw hot takes, the dark horse wide receiver 1. Last season, Nico Collins was averaging what prior to his injury, which was what? Where is he at here? What, 15, 16 points per game, something like that, right?
I think he was averaging like 22 before he went down. I think he was wide receiver 2. But I don't know that off the top of my head.
Checking. I don't want to give your people the wrong information. So he finished at 17.6. When he originally got hurt, he would have been week 5, which would have put him at wide receiver 2, 21.3 points per game. This offense needs to get back to what they were. The offensive line is going to be a little dicey for sure. Looks a little bit improved, at least in the preseason. You got Christian Kirk in there, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, all pieces to complement Nico Collins. Nico Collins is still the guy in this passing attack. You will see much of what we saw in those first 5 weeks, and then even past that from Nico Collins. I do think that this offense will be clicking on all cylinders this year. much like we saw in CJ Stroud's rookie season. So for me, I'm in on Nico Collins. I really do think there's potential for him to truthfully, it is a hot take, but like I could really paint a picture more for him than I would Drake London to be the wide receiver one. Truthfully, in my opinion, like I think London will have a good year. I'm not saying he's going to be totally terrible. I've eaten my crow on that a little bit because I always was a London hater for the first few years, but last year he put a good set of tape on there. So like my concern with London is Penix. Like I don't know if Penix can do it. We've seen it from Stroud, so I'm a little bit in on Collins. I think it's a good spot. Here, I do really think he could be one of the top 10 scorers in the league in general, just not from wide receivers.
Man, you guys gave me no points to fight back on, man. There's especially Joe Mixon. I mean, that looks like it could be really, really bad for Joe Mixon with these hidden updates. So, I mean, that means more passing for the Texans offense. I'm not going to buy Nick Chubb or Woody Marks or any of that. It's Mixon or bust in that backfield when what you want to own is CJ Stroud. Since you guys took pretty much the two best ones, and I would use my guy A-Chain, but he just got a calf issue.
Yeah.
So I don't want to throw him up there. I'm going to throw Bucky Irving. And I think Bucky Irving has legit top 3 running back upside this year. And you already saw how they're using him in the past game in the preseason. I think it's going to be more like I would explain it like a Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, or David Montgomery. But you're going to see more Jahmyr Gibbs this year and more Bucky Irving than Rashad White. And I think he just has massive, massive upside. The Bucs offense, points per game, they're going to be top 3, top 5 in the league. And that's what you want. And I'd say that Bucky should be going. Like I took him at 15 last night in our draft in our 14-man league. I mean, seeing him at 24 is just too low for me. All right, we got some questions here. SJ says, just drafted my family league 1.05, Jamar Chase, Kai Rim, Bucky, Omari and Hampton, Ted McMillan, Devontae Smith, my first 6. How did I do? Bijan, Saquon, Gibbs, and Allen went before me. You got Jamar Chase at the 1.5. That's absolute gold, bro.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That alone, that's like all I had to see.
And then now
I will say this guy lives near Buffalo, New York. If this is one quarterback and Josh Allen went at 4, because that's something all my friends would do.
Yeah,
he won at 8 in our draft too. So I mean, it's not that rare.
It's starting to be a new trend. They're taking quarterbacks.
If I remember right, Sleez loves Josh Allen round 1.
Oh yeah, all the time. 101, baby.
Every year, baby.
And then you got Devonta Smith with the AJ Brown hamstring news right now. Getting him at 6 seems like that's gold as well.
I love that start.
I think that's a great start you're looking at.
What size league is that, I wonder?
SJ. Yeah, it looks low.
Probably 10.
You think that would be an incredible team? I would feel like it. I would be feeling great.
Okay, no cap. Max says, in that same 10-man dynasty startup, would you guys value elite QB and tight end more to help separate, since everyone's teams will be pretty good? Because it's a 10-man. I always want the elite player. What's your guys 10-man swag there? I like to own the best quarterback, the best tight end, the best running back, the best wide receiver, because everyone's stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, to me, there's an elite tier quarterback. That's probably where I would probably go. Like I'd probably want Allen, Daniels, Lamar, Hurts. If I missed on those, then I would really kind of just punt it a little bit and like hope for like the Strouds, Loves, and Mays later, and then go wide receiver, tight end. But like you said, you want that elite tight end in the top 10 league, and a 10-team league, because again, there's another separational tier there. Wide receiver, you can have an advantage, but like there's a separational tier between tight ends and quarterbacks. So like I could see kind of prioritizing them in a way.
12 teams.
Tight ends, you got to be careful because year over year, it's not always the same. Really, when you're looking at some of them, unless they're the Bowers, even Hawkinson, like Laporta, etc. Even Laporta, we saw kind of a drop off. Like unless they're a focal point in an offense, like McBride's one that's a little scary to me. Like McBride is a good tight end, but he's really a volume based tight end. So like if they add another weapon to that, like McBride could be a guy that falls off at some point a little bit, just from where he is. Where like opposed to Bowers or we'll go with like Loveland, like somebody that's like an actual athletic, like tight end that's really a unicorn type of mold, like the Kittles have been, the Kelseys. Like you have to be careful tight end a little. So like unless you're at the Bowers or even McBride, I mean, I toss him in there now, but he's one that I'm a little more worried about in Dynasty. But like I get going elite at the tight end position and quarterback, creating a positional advantage in those two spots, because it does dry up a little bit when you're considering like top tier to the next fall off in that next grouping. That's a lot closer in those groups. You know, like once you're past tight end 8, like 9 to 22 is like the same thing. Like they're all 3 for 30. Whoever scores a touchdown is the player. You know, like you're in the same group. It doesn't matter whether you have Tucker Kraft or Jonnu Smith at that point, honestly. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. So where at wide receiver, you know, you have a little bit more grace in that category there where some haven't broken out yet, etc. like that. So to answer that long story short, yes, quarterback.
I agree. All right. So round 3 here. I'll let you take this one, Jeremy. We got starting off at number 25, Chase Brown, ending at Alvin Kamara 36. Who's your best return on investment here in round 3?
Some of these numbers are wild, man.
That's changed since even yesterday, by the way.
Right.
Oh, look at this. Like James Cook's never been that high. 13. Draft him at a ceiling. I don't like any of them, honestly. I'm being honest with you. I hate this round.
You don't like any of them here?
No, I don't think any of them are going to return on any of these values when you really look at it. Alvin Kamara, RB15. Maybe. I guess you could argue that on a volume-based targets like a Wan'Dale Robinson season. Other than that, like you're not getting a return. Like Joe Burrow's like the worst at QB4 over Jalen Hurts. That's wild to me.
Joe Burrow's been sacked 3 times in this preseason game already.
Has he?
Yeah,
really?
I don't.
Yes.
Get him out, Jesus! If he gets hurt,
yeah. I mean, I guess I'll pick like.
You don't like Tyreek Hill if he gets out there and figures it out?
No, Tyreek Hill's shot. That offense is shot. I'm not investing in Miami at all, unless maybe Devon Achane. You could maybe convince me, but only if his cost drops. Or Ollie Gordon late, worth it. But
I was about to
no,
say,
I don't
Ollie
want
Gordon's free, so
yeah, I'm not paying wide receiver 13 for Tyreek Hill. Ain't happening. Shoot, I don't know. I defer the question. Let Tyler go.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
all right. I would say, I mean, y'all kind of mentioned the 2 that I think are the best quote return on value. Now, when I'm drafting, I love Chase Brown in the 3rd round. I think that's an incredible pick, but he's also, you know, that's valuing him at RB12. So unless I don't know that he's going to quote return value on RB12, but 3rd round Chase Brown, if you go RB heavy, that's incredible. I am a believer in Tyreek Hill, though. I think drafting him outside of the top 12, you know, it's definitely risky. I wouldn't say I would do it in all my leagues, but there's definitely going to be at least 1 or 2 where I pick Tyreek Hill and I just live with the consequences. Either he's going to go crazy and I think he'll be incredible like he's been previously, and everyone else, you know, really it just comes down to, in my opinion, betting on health. Like, are you willing to risk Tua staying healthy? Are you willing to risk Tyreek's wrist? There's still little murmurs about it that kind of make me, I was expecting that to have cleared up a little bit more than it has. And that does make me a little bit nervous. But I think because of the upside we've seen, I think it's between Tyreek Hill or Alvin Kamara. Those are the 2 that I think are the best picks here as far as quote returning value that could easily finish within the top 12 at their position and even like truly like top 8, in my opinion, if they were to stay healthy. The problem is health with both of them. And I think that's why they've dropped to where they're at.
I'm going to actually, I'm going to make James happy because he says that he's going to push back on McBride. But this is a spot, like, if I was at the turn here, I would take McBride and take the advantage at tight end. Like, there's nobody here that I like. Like, if I was at the back half where you start to get into the JSNs, Breece Halls, like, I would probably draft somebody from the early 4th over these guys. Like, I don't like this 3rd round. I think you're getting all of them at their ceilings in essence. Maybe you could argue Tyreek Hill not if he's fully healthy, but I don't think he is, and I don't think that offense can be anywhere near. I think they're going to be atrocious. I think the Dolphins are going to be absolutely terrible. So, like, I don't want to invest in it. So I would probably take Trey McBride here for 2025. I'm fine with him, James. Like, I know we said don't have to worry about it. More of a dynasty outlook. Like, I don't trust McBride long term. Like, this year for sure. Like, it's gonna be McBride and Harrison. Like, that's what it's gonna be. But 2 years from now, there's a good chance they add another receiver, probably Jeremiah Smith, and because they'll just be bad as usual, and you know it'll be a thing. I'll be back Jeremiah Smith and Marvin Harrison, and then Trey
Kyler throwing.
No,
Kyler will be gone at that point. Kyler will be gone. It will be like Mason Rudolph, but they'll still put up 3,000 yards. So
They're going to bring in Mac Jones.
yeah, Mac Jones.
I do like those calls. I think you guys are missing one that is huge here, and it's Jackson Smith and Jigba for me. I know that Sam Darnold's scary, and I know that Kubiak and everyone's seen the run game. It's the preseason, guys. Don't go crazy over this Hulani guy or whatever's going on with the run game because they're smashing the 7th and 6th string practice starters. That's not how it's going to go in the real season. DK Metcalf is now gone. He's looked elite. They're going to use him motioned all over the field, and he was wide receiver 9 last year, which I think I'm going to put him about wide receiver 9 or 10, which would return him on investment at least a couple picks, 6, 7, 8 picks here in this draft. And I don't think Seattle's going to be leading that much this year. So I think they're going to have to pass more.
Sleez, question, because I know you really love this guy. Are you sure you don't think you meant to say Breece Hall?
Oh, God. Breece Hall should be going in the 7th.
I disagree with the 7th. I think he finishes.
Are you guys in on Breece or out on Breece?
I think Breece and Jackson Smith and Jigga are priced correctly. Like, we don't know if Sam Darnold's truly fixed yet. Let's be honest. Like, he's out of Kevin O'Connell's system now. Like, we don't know what we're going to get in Sam Darnold, truthfully. Like, I like where JSN is. I think he's priced accordingly. I think Breece Hall is priced accordingly. Breece Hall could still be a top 5 running back. Like, the Braylon Allen smoke could be smoke. Like, again, it's training camp. It's practice. Like,
agreed.
Like, it could completely be smoke. And honestly, you've had those clips where they said they want Breece Hall to be involved in the passing attack more. Like, that's the running back you want. Like, yeah, I love Braylon Allen. I was a big Braylon Allen guy coming out of Wisconsin. But, like, if he's just Brian Robinson or David Montgomery in this offense, that's better for Breece Hall. If Breece Hall is just handling the workload and you're like a discounted Jahmyr Gibbs, like, he's probably going to return on this. But, like, again, it comes down to
30-yard touchdown wide open.
Yeah, it happens. So, like, I don't know. I think that this round is very nicely priced. I do like a lot of the pieces in it. I just don't think that there's many here that scream like return on value. That's why I said I just don't like this round.
Okay. Jelly the Mouse says keeper league PPR top 5 tight end keeper league. I'm assuming kept keeper league. Who do you like best? If it's a keeper league, I'm definitely not keeping Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram I have in tight end 4 this year. He's my dark horse tight end 1. I love him in the Joker role and Sean Payton, and Joker's going to see targets galore with Flacco. But if I have a keeper option, it's Tyler Warren. I'd take the points less and the opportunity for next year with Warren.
Yeah,
I think it's the other way around. I think he means the top 5 were already kept. So this is like, who are you drafting for this year?
Oh, yeah.
These guys are available.
Who do you like out of these guys?
I'm going Evan Ingram.
I guess.
Yeah, I'd probably go Ingram or Njoku. I'm not totally in on Tyler Warren. Go to my Twitter. You'll see. Getting bashed about it all day.
Because the quarterback player? Why are you
crazy, dude?
Yeah, because apparently Anthony Richardson's 47% completion percentage is the same as Gardner Minshew's 67 last year. So apparently, I don't know.
Anything can
I don't know what
happen
I'm
in
doing.
football.
So.
That's what makes it fun.
It is. It is. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe I'll be wrong with Tyler Warren. Tight end tends to be a hard thing to really nail down. So I still like Tyler Warren. I just think I would rather have Ingram, like you said, Sleez. Like, I don't know if he's tight end 1, but like, he's going to be involved in that passing attack.
Yeah.
And David Njoku, like, with Flacco, there's some rapport there, and we've seen that already. So I like those two better, truthfully, for one season and one season only. But the keeper option intrigues you with Tyler Warren, like you said. So
for sure. And I mean, we could have 3 straight years of a rookie tight end 1, which would be wild if he really does it. So I mean, that would be wild.
The problem is you're talking about the wrong one.
Colston Loveland? No way.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, you'll see it.
Tyler Warren over Loveland. There's too many chefs in the kitchen in Chicago. Yeah. How many opportunities realistically is Loveland getting?
Who's gonna get him?
What do you mean?
DJ Moore.
There's not too many cooks in the kitchen in Indy.
Huh?
You're not too many cooks in Indy. They're all the same. Michael Pittman's already proven it. Josh Downs is good. They love Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell.
Sure.
Like, I mean, there's Jonathan Taylor.
Big difference in
quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback needs a safe underneath route. All those guys, Pittman to a point isn't really the big deep guy, right? But he can't seem to stay fully healthy. I think Tyler Warren's just going to be a beautiful little safety for Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones.
So here's the issue:
make big plays he's shown in the preseason, but out of that, from that question that was asked, I definitely lean Evan Ingram.
So here's the issue, though. Anthony Richardson doesn't check down, and he doesn't make safe throws.
He's going to learn if
He
wants
threw it
to spot.
Yeah, but even last year he threw at the highest rate of 20+ yard passes. So like he doesn't do that unless they've coached it out of him. Like he's just gonna chuck it. That's just Anthony Richardson since he's been in
He's
Florida.
got to move
like,
the chains though.
If it's Daniel Jones, like if it's Daniel Jones, like maybe I'll agree. Still has issues, but like I'd agree more of like it's gonna go to Warren. I still think they're just gonna Anthony Richardson's just gonna heave bombs and run it all over the place if it's him. I don't think they fixed him fully yet. We'll see. I could be wrong. I'll just shut up now.
Find out, huh? All right, so we got like 10 minutes left here. Moving on to round 4. We didn't make it through anywhere. We got too many questions. We talked too much fantasy football. I love it.
Let's go speed.
I'm going to go speed round here. Garrett Wilson is my round 4 must-target player falling in the ADP. I think he's the absolute league winner stacked with Justin Fields. Who do you guys like in round 4?
For me in round 4, I think the guy that I'm targeting is going to be my boy, either Devontae Adams, or it's going to be, if you like going elite tight end, I think this is your last chance. I think you just get George Kittle. They get all the injuries out in San Francisco. Maybe we see a miracle. Maybe we see 100+ targets for George Kittle. That would be crazy.
170 for Wilson. Who do you got, Jeremy?
I'm going to go with the spiciest take of them all. I'm going to go right at the end of it and go DK Metcalf.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wide receiver 21, according to this. We've seen Aaron Rodgers pepper his main target, and who else they throwing to there. So, yeah, I'm in on that. I think he's a top.
Bro, tight end 1?
No.
Arthur Smith offense? Come on.
No, he's going to run all 3 of them. No.
I know.
They've got
I'll take DK getting peppered. I think he's top 15. So, I mean, you're talking pretty good return there.
That would be sweet.
I do like Garrett Wilson, though. I will say that, but I think DK is a steal back here at 21.
I like that a lot as well. Speed round through here. Round 5, I'm going Travion. I'll let you guys go. Obviously, I'm going Travion Henderson, but go ahead. I took it early.
You go, Jeremy.
You can go first. It's all right. I got to count.
I'm either going McMillan or my guy Jameson Williams, two of my favorite wide receivers to draft once you get into this 5th round. I think they've got tons of talent. I think you're going to see a lot of targets. I think you definitely see more to McMillan than you do Williams. But now that we know McMillan's dealing with a hamstring injury that kind of, switches things up a little bit. I wish Rashee Rice didn't have this big suspension because he would be a lock, although that's probably built into his price. But I guess end of the day, I'm going to go McMillan.
I'll go with McMillan as my A for much of what Tyler said and what we talked about 30 minutes ago. And I do like DeAndre Swift, though. Sneaky here. Running back 22. I think there could be a little upside there in that offense.
Ooh, that's a spicy one. I've been kind of lower on DeAndre Swift this year. Burrow's out there again taking all these sacks. I don't know what the Bengals are doing right now. All right, let's move it down here. What are we at? 61 or 62, 63?
Round 6.
Who are you going here? I think I know who you're going, PPR.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with that's basically either George Pickens or Calvin Ridley for me. Both of those are great picks. I think I lean Calvin Ridley since he's the wide receiver 1. He gets a quarterback upgrade from Will Levis to Cam Ward. I mean, that's an elite talent. I've been begging for him to get someone that can just get him the ball. And I think Cam Ward's going to be the guy that can do that. I don't know how good Cam Ward's going to be fantasy-wise. I'm not bought in on that yet. Hopefully he turns into a stud. That would be fun. But yeah, Calvin Ridley all day.
Oh, God. Burrow's getting absolutely murdered.
Burrow got sacked again, dude. What are they doing?
Oh, no. And it's like rough, man. This poor guy's getting murdered.
I just bid Burrow in an auction draft yesterday. They need to put him on the bench.
And that's my take for this position here. That's my round. No, I agree with Tyler, Calvin Ridley, or Pickens.
Oh my God, we're all right. Obviously, I'm the same. I'd go Calvin Ridley for sure. For sure.
By the way, I think I understand why I thought you were not talking to me earlier. I think you guys are calling me Tyler. It's Jared.
Jared. Oh, yeah. He said PPR Tyler. I got
PPR Fantasy Tips, Jared. I was like, who's Tyler?
The whole time.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Oh, F me. Well, you could just murder me now. Now I'm just an a-hole.
Sleez did it earlier.
This is the problem. I don't know your sometimes Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I should have asked you earlier. I'm a rude ass bitch. I'm a rude ass bitch. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Hey, now you're Tyler forever. You're just toast now. It's toast.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Waddle here, guys. I know you don't like the Dolphins' offense here. I wouldn't say Calvin Ridley. Obviously, Ridley, I think it's gonna explode this year. But you got Tyreek Hill wrist, and he doesn't know what's going on in his head. Is he worth the shot? Yeah, I still took it on Tyreek Hill last night at like pick 39 or 40 in our draft. But Jalen Waddle has looked great. 2 years returned off the LCL or not LCL.
That's round 6 though, Sleez. To be fair, that's outside of the range that we're looking at.
62 to 74, I thought.
62 to 74. Oh, do we like skip a few or something? What do you mean?
Oh, that's 73. Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. So we're going on to the next round. Jalen Waddle is my pick for round 7. And I like Jalen Waddle a lot this year. I think he's going to emerge 2 years off that major injury. He has the same injury Pacheco has. That's why I'm not touching Pacheco. You need about 1 to 2 years to get that. And Pacheco runs like crazy. And I think the Dolphins are going to let it fly to Waddle a lot this year. He's looked great in training camp and preseason here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me move down here. Who do you guys like? Speed round here. I kind of got it.
Stephon Diggs, baby. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 37, pick 82, wide receiver 1 with Drake May. Doubt him all you want. You know, he's old, whatever. He's coming off an injury, whatever. I'm not worried about any of that. He's looked really good in training camp. There's been all kinds of good reports. It's the same thing we saw last year. Everybody was doubting him. He was the wide receiver 2 for Houston, and he's still balled. I'm fully expecting him to be a crazy steal from wide receiver 37. I will pick him all day right there.
Me too. Who do you like here, Jeremy?
I like Jerry Judy. Yeah, no, mine's Jeremy. You're good.
I'm all over the place.
I'm going Jerry Judy. I like that spot. Wide receiver 1, that offense. I think Flacco's can be able to get the ball around. I like Cedric Tillman. Don't fully believe in it. I know Njoku, but it's kind of a team that probably is going to have to pass a decent amount with their run game now in shambles with the Judkins and era going on here. So I'm in on Judy. I think he can have some return. He was a top 10 receiver down the stretch there for this Cleveland offense. So I'm in at 33. Volume and production that we've already seen from him just last season. So he's good out of here.
Before we get up out of here, I do got to go in like 2 minutes here. Real quick, smash my guys a follow on Twitter. Their names are below. If you guys don't, check out the FTN network as well. And I want to throw out the question since you brought it up on Judkins right now, and we don't know what's going to happen with the NFL investigation or his contract. Are you drafting him in a redraft this year?
Depends on. I think it depends how far he falls. I think this ADP is not going to be totally accurate. If you're drafting people that have no idea what's going on, they're going to draft him way too high. So no, if you have some people and he starts to slip into like where I start taking bench players, which it looks like he's already falling just 32. He's picked 92, so you're like getting close to that territory. Still some guys around him I'd rather take, but I would say potentially. I don't really think the only reason I'd say potentially
went in the 6th round last night in the 14-man.
Yes, and that's what
content creator league.
Crazy.
Content creator league.
That's just taking a shot, though. I get it.
It is. It depends who's already off the board, where you're at the running back position. Like, if I would say yes, if he falls far enough, depending on who's around him. If there's nobody I really like, I would take a shot. Because there's a chance he comes back mid-season and maybe he's like a league winner in the back half of the league, because he'll get fed once he's in. It's just, when's he going to be there?
You think he's actually going to get fed if you say he's not in the training camp, doesn't go out there for preseason game? You got Dylan Sampson looking good, who also had 20-plus touchdowns at Tennessee in the SEC. Jerome Ford knows the offense. You think he's going to get fed when he comes back? Even if he does?
Yeah, Dylan Sampson's not as good as you think he is. Trust me.
Okay.
Judkins, they didn't pay a top 40 pick for Judkins not to use him. Now it may be a little bit of a slow start, but Dylan Sampson's not as good as everybody wants to think he is. Trust me, once you get him in the football field going full speed.
James Cook $30 million not to use him too. So I mean,
hey, they're not going to use James Cook that much either. No.
Thank you for the subscription, Jimmy.
Who told you that?
Oh my God, dude!
Brandon Bean even came out and said after they gave him that money that they want him to be a 3-down guy. Like, they're going to use James Cook.
That's why I said he's a top 5 guy this year. Come on. All right, guys. Anything else you want to throw in, or who are you taking Judkins PPR or no?
At his ADP, I don't think I'm taking Judkins. There's way too many other wide receivers and things like that. If I'm stacking my bench, I think there's other better options out there that I'd rather stash. Now, if he starts falling towards the last couple rounds where I'm like really picking people that I will very likely drop, sure. And ideally they have some sort of designation where I can throw them in my IR spot and, see what happens. But at his current ADP, I wouldn't be touching him there.
I agree. I'm not touching Judkins at all this year, no matter what, unless he falls like round 13. It's just too risky.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. The bench. You're in 13, 14. Sure.
Yeah.
6? Hell no.
Just to be clear, guys, because I know everyone's going to go crazy or throw Twitter stuff out. I said top 5 upside. Not that he's going to be a top 5 running back, but you could ask PPR. I've been on James Cook for goddamn how long. It's time he finally paid off.
He has.
All right, guys. So that's it. Dude, it was a quick show. I wish it could be longer. I do got pickleball here. I got to head out. I'm already late. Thank you guys for joining the show. If you guys have not followed and subscribed to our guys' channel, they are all in the links of the video. And we only went through 6 rounds, man. If you guys want to run it back and chop some more ball up, you're welcome anytime, man. It's always fun. Good to have you back on here. Tyler, and Jeremy. No, fuck with you. And that's it for us, guys. Watch the game. I'll catch you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back drafting. Peace out. I got to run. I'm late.
See you guys.